Good morning. I'm Tanya Roby, Gold Leader with Young Living, and here to talk to you this morning about what do you do? What do you say when someone you've been sharing oils with actually loves the oils and wants to bring them home? I think that especially for those of us just getting started, this can be the first stumbling point. I think most of us get involved in this business because we love the oils. We love to feel better in our lives and in ourselves. And most of us aren't salespeople. And being a quote salesperson can bring up a lot. And the good news is that networking is quite different than being a salesperson. What I hope to share with you in just a few brief minutes are the key things, the key important pieces that we're educating into, and some words to help you navigate and find your own words in that process. So before I dive into the meat of that, I just want to honor and acknowledge that today is day 2 of my 21-day challenge to myself to jumpstart my own summer. I think that we have a lot of stigma about summertime being a time where a lot of us are traveling and business can slow down because of the fullness of the season. And I want to invite this team to think differently about summer. It's true. Thank goodness. Summer is, for many of us, a season where we get to play a bit more than other times of the year. But guess what? The Young Living lifestyle is all about play. It's all about play. It's all about reaching into the hearts of people we love. A lot of us in the summertime get to see people that we don't see other times of the year. And so I think one of the key things to start to shift around in the brain is this thought that, okay, well, in order to do my business, I have to stop my life and schedule all this extra time. I think it's much more the art of how do I add in and share the lifestyle that I'm already living with the people that I love most, whether I'm home working my 9-to-5 job or traveling off someplace fun to have fun. When our spirit is light, when we're playful, we're more attractive, more magnetic, and it's an even more opportune time to really draw people into the Young Living lifestyle. So with that said, what do you do? Okay, first of all, get clear. What it is that we do in our partnership with Young Living is outreach and education. Outreach and education. Outreach means that you're reaching out and you're talking to people. You're starting conversations. You're wearing your oils in public. When someone tells you you smell good, you seize the opportunity to say thank you and offer to share a drop so they can smell good too. Outreach. Education is making sure that people understand the opportunity and what's here for them. Okay, a lot of different businesses will teach hard into how to close a sale. And for Young Living, I want to offer a totally different language and mindset about it. I think with Young Living, it's about finding an opening. Finding an opening. When someone brings home a starter kit, that's the beginning. That means their door is open for change and support. So there's just a few things that you need to get clear in your head. Number 1, please write this down. Number 1, my job is outreach and education, and I refer people to Young Living. I'm not pushing sales. Okay? I refer people. And now just take a moment and think about how naturally brilliant you already are at that. It's something that we as humans do a lot of. You know, think about it. If you have a good meal in a restaurant, what do? You refer people to that restaurant. It is human nature. I have a great pediatric doctor. I'm going to refer them to my other friends, to friends who have children, right? Things like this. We refer people to what we love because it's what nice humans do for each other. This is the same, okay? Now here's number 2. This is very important. Our job is education. If someone receives a drop of lavender that you just shared, their instinct will probably say, hey, how do I get just a bottle of lavender? And of course, that's an option that people have, but our job is to make sure that they understand how easy it is and how educationally supportive it is to start with a Young Living starter kit. Okay, so one of the first things that our job is when someone says, "Ooh, that's wonderful, I'd love it," do you have a bottle of lavender for sale? You know, of course, it's your choice if you want to carry a bunch of extra bottles on hand that you can sell retail. But this is a business about empowerment. And it is much more empowering for somebody to have access to their own account and be able to go shopping anytime than to feel like they need to track you down, ask you to order for them, and then wait for you to get around to that and to delivering it. It's much more empowering for people to have their own choice. And so I like to say, oh, well, haven't you heard of Young Living's online health food store? Write that down. Haven't you heard of Young Living's online health food store? It's an extraordinary, it's my favorite online health food store. They have the best essential oils in the world and essential oil infused products so you can totally eliminate chemicals from your life. Okay, so I like to teach people it's an online health food store. That's number one. The second thing that's very important for people to understand, and when we're explaining this, I encourage you to speak slowly and to remain non attached. They get to make their choices. We as humans like to make our own choices. Get out of the way so people can make their own choices, but make sure you've educated them so they're wise choices. So I like to say it's an online health food store. That's number one. And number two is let them know that, hey, when you get to the store and you want to start shopping, the first thing that they're going to ask you is whether or not you want to be a wholesale member or a retail customer. Would you like to understand the difference? Asking people more permission to give education is important because maybe they're in a rush, maybe they don't have time, and you want to always be working with people's permission, so they're in the power place. They get to choose. Okay, so would you like to learn more? Most people say yes. Great. So the wholesale account gives you a 24% discount on all of your purchasing for your entire life as long as you spend $50 a year. Would you like to hear more about that? Retail, you pay full price. Then they get to choose. Which option are you more curious about? Spending full price or getting the discount? Most people ask to learn more about the discount. Great. So now I like to give people examples. The mind likes to have known things to hold on to when we're learning about the unknown. So I like to bring up BJ's and Costco. You know how you can buy a membership and then you get a wholesale discount to buy quantities in bulk at a lesser price. Yes, but guess what? I like to say this is number 3 for your notes. Young Living is even cooler than BJ's or Sam's Club because you never pay a fee to be part of Young Living. Instead, the way that you buy into a wholesale membership, again, that's 24% off for life, is that Young Living has created these amazing starter kits. There's a variety of different kits depending on your interest. That is kind of like a learning library. Because essential oils, it's a lifestyle. There's so many different solutions for so many different needs. They've put together different packages depending on the interest. And if you're sharing oils, you're going to talk about the oils kit. If you've been talking about chemical-free living and sharing your Thieves products, you're going to talk about the Thieves kit. If you're working with overall wellness and vitalizing the energy body, you might be talking about the Ninja Red kit. Know your kits so you know how to best offer the best solution for the person that you're speaking with. And then I like to make sure that I'm educating people to let them know that not only does the starter kit give them 24% off, but it is the only thing that Young Living sells at half off its value. The premium starter kits are about $340 worth of value, sold at only $160. And with that purchase, the new customer gets 2 beautiful things. Number 1, a learning library. An opportunity to really explore the potential benefits in their bodies, and they also are gaining 24% off for the rest of their life. So then I like to ask people, okay, with those 2 options, if that person had asked me about lavender oil, of course I'm going to let them know that lavender and a diffuser comes in that starter kit, and I'm going to ask them what they were drawn to about the lavender, and they might explain to me that they have, a lot of challenge in the evenings finding their way into a peaceful sleep, or that they're working with a lot of high stress in their work environment. And I might also let them know that in that starter kit, not only lavender, but several other of the oils are going to support their emotional balance. And I'll give them some tips to that. So once people have made those choices, and again, the pausing and checking in, how do you feel? Some people get overwhelmed. It's a lot of information. I didn't know anything about essential oils when I started. I like to pause and stop. When I see their body language close or I see tension happening, best thing to do is to take a deep breath, lean back, and smile. You might even laugh. Hey, what's going on? I noticed your energy shifted. Are you feeling a little overwhelmed? Great, let's go back to where I lost you. What else do you need? Okay, our job is to bring empowerment, education, and advocacy work so that people all over the place understand that there are solutions, And the starter kit is not about pushing a sale. It is hands down the most cost-effective way for people to start their journey. Not only cost-effective, but effective in that they go home with a bunch of tools that they can begin to apply to their health or personal wellness goals. And that's a gift. That's empowerment. It's one thing to open someone's hearts to new ideas. It's another thing to go from the, ooh, that's a good idea, into the manifestation of change beginning to happen. Helping someone open to changing their life, helping hold somebody accountable to saying yes to feeling better is one of the most valuable things we can offer each other as humans. So those are my tips for how to transform interest into change. Blessings on your journey.